And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. Why? We just started.
Oh mate, I nearly shit myself. It just came out.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond.
Like fart jokes are the funniest fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah, baby. God, there's nothing I love more than hearing Kyle rip ass across the mic. Across the mic verse. Well, how have I been doing today, Kyle? You had a good day, mate? You had a shit day?
It's a bit boring, mate. It's quite quiet at work, so you know.
Just chilling. Holding farts in.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. No, we obviously we had stuff to do, but it was just so. Like I like it when it's busier because it just feels like time goes faster, and when it's not busy, it's like it's a bit of a drag.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Unlike you know, you won't know what that's like, mate. Because all you do is sit in your fucking office.
No,
all
I
day.
don't. No, I don't. That's not true.
Video calling people and showing them your coaster.
It's a cool coaster.
It is pretty cool.
It's a cool coaster. Hey.
Yeah, he's making sure it's not in shot.
This is
I know this
this isn't one in my office. This is
Yeah, I know.
yeah. The one in my office is better. But Kyle, reportedly, this has come from My Time to Shine. Hello on X now instead of Twitter. They've got quite a good track record. The only one I saw is Chris Evans has agreed to come back for fucking Avengers Secret Wars. Apparently he signed before the actor strike even happened. So apparently Chris Evans is a lock. He is signed. I just wanted to add RDJ on because I'm seeing a load of people now as well start talking about RDJ as agreed as well. So we'll just talk about that as like a hypothetical as well with it. This is something we expected anyway. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. back in Secret Wars. And I don't think we're going to get an official announcement anyway. I think maybe after Kang Dynasty. But they might want to hold it off. They might want to keep it as secret as they can before Secret Wars comes out. But I don't want to talk about...
Why is this on?
I don't want to talk about like how it'd be implemented in the story and stuff like that just yet. Because we've talked about that loads. But now that it's... Let's say it's single confirmed. The scoop has got it. What are your thoughts on Evans back in Secret Wars? And RDJ possibly as well. Because last week we reported that Marvel wants Robert Downey Jr. back, but apparently now he's agreed.
With Evans coming back, it can fit in quite well. Obviously, we don't want to go into story things today because I feel like we do that enough.
Yeah.
But, it's easier to bring him back rather than RDJ because obviously RDJ's character, Iron Man, Tony Stark, is dead. So there's that worry, which I don't think Marvel will do that and fuck up that bad because it would be a colossal fuck up. Is again, I don't want to go into the story of it too much, but
I think a little bit if you need, just to lay some context.
It's because obviously he's Tony's dead, and if they're bringing them both back, are they going to do
spoilers?
Oh, sorry, I don't care. So. Losing my train of thought here. So, with Evans coming back, it can fit in quite easily with what's going on, the multiversal stuff. With RDJ, again, he could, but at the same time, they could do another thing where it's like, oh, we're bringing back the original Chris Evans, where it's like the original Captain America. It's not like a variant; it's him.
Which you're not.
I'm not.
You want a variant, don't you?
I would much prefer a variant. I think it'd be a bit more fun.
Is what I'll put forward to you then. I know we didn't want to talk about the story stuff, but fuck it, we're here. We're gonna.
I mean, we can't not really.
Yeah, the not a variant, and Cap still gets his ending, and he's still there at Endgame. But you know when Sam says, "Do you want to tell me about it?" and he's like, "No," and that's because he can't, and that one did. Fighting Secret Wars, as well. So you just got put back in that time with Peggy.
Okay, well,
whatever. How do you like that?
Okay, but here's the thing with RDJ coming back, it has to be a variant, but it's like Cap isn't a variant, but
well, we don't know.
We don't know, but I would much rather prefer seeing the Tom Cruise variant kind of thing. You know, I'd much prefer having that.
You'd really prefer to have Tom Cruise over Robert Downey Jr. play Iron Man.
I'm saying as a variant. If there's going to be a variant, but if they're going to bring back our Iron Man, the only way they can do that is if they sort of rectify and backtrack what happens in Endgame, or if they, I mean, it's time travel. They could just.
And Loki's opened a new door of time travel in its latest episode.
Yeah, so they could maybe, but then it just kind of diminishes the sacrifice of what happens in Endgame, because.
Yeah, I think for me,
variant
Iron Man are Steve Rogers.
But like I said, the problem I have with that is if it's going to be a variant of Iron Man, I want to see like a Tom Cruise or someone else.
Who says we can't? You know, it's going to be a big multiversal story. I'm pretty sure we could see a few.
Probably. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe it's like maybe Superior Iron Man. He, instead of stopping when he, after Infinity War, instead of stopping and settling down, maybe he just delves into his work even further and blocks everybody out. Doesn't speak to any of the Avengers, and that's Tom Cruise's Superior Iron Man, where he's just like got the best shit because that's all he's been doing. Obviously, he did do that a little bit, but he was still part of a team. You know, he's part of the Avengers.
But he's got the best shit, man.
He's got the best shit, man. No, but I'm saying he like blocks everyone out. He's kind of like. He's just kind of given up on like his humanity type.
Yeah, I know what you're going for there.
He's gone back to his roots of being this just very like I need power and control. I think that would be really cool to see.
Put a suit of armor around the world. That suit of armor is me. Sort of. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Because I know in with Superior Iron Man, he's got like a bit of a charm to him, and he's like quite like I remember
some
when
people would say he's very much like me.
What a cunt.
Yeah.
No, so he a cunt. I don't know what that popped in my head today. Just when Damien Targaryen just says because he's a cunt.
Well, leave your hot D stuff out until we get further down.
I will, but listen, that's how I could see them doing it, and with Tom Cruise, he is perfect to do that because obviously in the comics, I know there's this one part where he like he gives Daredevil his vision back or something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then he threatens to like take it away. It's like I could see Tom Cruise being like just that kind of like sadistic cunt.
Ah, so Mr. Beast. I'll give you your vision back and then I'll take it. He cured blindness, didn't he?
Who? Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
No, that was Logan Paul.
One of them cured blindness.
I don't fucking know, man.
But we all know the cure to blindness was in Deadpool's apartment the whole time.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And that was just turned out to be a big bag of cocaine. But yeah, if Evans comes back, well, looking like he will come back now, I am...
You got me thinking now. It's like, I can just picture in Secret Wars when everyone's all together and you see Daredevil and Deadpool next to each other and he's like...
Do you want the cure for blindness?
I want the cure for blindness. It's just a little bag.
Yeah, a little white baggie.
Yeah, it'll just be like saying, this shit will make you see in the future.
But, yeah, no. If Evans comes back, obviously, if anyone's going to be happy with it, it's me. When we were talking about RDJ last week, I actually kind of only started to think about how much I missed him in the role of Iron Man. So, yeah. And do you know what? By the time Secret Wars comes out, because we've still got so much stuff to do, and I think we're going to see more delays. I do, but for the better of things, so we can get some of them essential bridging projects in between. So it's like we can build a bigger foundation now for Secret Wars. Maybe have a little crossover before that, or maybe separate Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars a bit more. So there's that thingy there. I honestly think it's going to be 2029 when we see Secret Wars. Sounds depressing. We're in 2023. But I think that's when we're going to see it. But
I still think that they should have done what they did in the first set of movies, where it's like you've got the Avengers films where they all come together, and but this feels like they're just kind of skipping that and going straight to Infinity War Endgame.
Yeah.
Avengers.
They even had a Civil War in there.
Yeah.
They had Avengers, Age of Ultron, Civil War.
It's like none of it's connected. It's really weird. I see a lot of people's complaints where it just feels very disconnected.
Yeah. I've enjoyed projects individually, but I'm 100% on board with that. Where is the connectivity? Because I think for both of us, that's a big thing that made us fall in love with the MCU in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because it's like, and every project felt essential to see. Which, funny enough, we've got a topic down below as well, a little bit later on. But we did.
I'll just say as well, real quick. We're saying like connectivity and stuff. It's like they don't even. I mean, this is how much they don't really do it. In the latest Loki episode, spoilers, he goes to 2012 to save B20. I don't know what
B15 is it?
B15, yeah, I think it is. And it's like it's in New York. It's 2012. You kind of expected something kind of explosion.
I mean, maybe that's just like because we're so conditioned in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be like, New York 2012.
I know, but it would have been fun to just kind of like, say if like they blew a hole through it and you see Loki when he was fighting the Avengers, and just it would have been a cool little like throwback moment, I guess.
Yeah, well, another cool thing with that as well is Mobius is alive in between the snap. In the blip, so that's a cool little detail. But we did a video on Friday. We did 4 videos on Friday. We uploaded 3 of them. By the time we got to the last video, we was very tired. Kyle were falling asleep in the back. I were repeating myself over and over again. And I were closing my eyes and stuff like that. So I decided for the betterment of our channel, I'll not upload it. But there's still something I wanted to talk about again. Now we're both a bit more awake. Kang or Doom for Secret Wars. Now, there's been some stuff coming out now refuting that article that came out last week. A lot of stuff's come out. No, I wouldn't say debunking it, but there's been a few stories of people who've worked on these projects going, no, this isn't true at all. Like all the Blade stuff. One of the writers from the Blade film has come out and he said, I were working on Blade in the early stages, and for me, Blade was in 99% of the script, and there was none of this. He's the 4th lead in the film and trying to push this feminist agenda stuff, which, alright, fair enough. He might just be saying that. But I think that a big thing with this article was it's the reporting stuff. And I think a lot of it is stuff that Marvel's already fixing, on the way with fixing. They've acknowledged it themselves, that they've diluted the brand. They are aware of what they're doing. And I think this was kind of just a big hit piece. And I think the same person who wrote this article did a big piece on Ray Fisher as well, who plays Cyborg in the Justice League films. Like shitting on him for no reason. So, yeah. So there's probably some truth to this article, definitely. But apparently, no, they want to stick with Kang. But who do you think would work better for Secret Wars? Right now in the MCU, who do you think would work better? Kang or Doom?
Doom.
You really think Doom would work better?
Just thinking about it now, it's like I get it. They really want to set up this character, but it's like, what if, let's say, stuff with Jonathan Majors goes
Yeah, yeah,
sideways? I'd say still do Kang Dynasty, and then
100%. Because
and then and then do Secret Wars. Doom kind of takes over the mantle of being the big bad.
the Beyonder of some sort and taking Kang's power, something like that. That's
Well, the problem with that then is with that is you kind of skip a lot of what Doom does before
well,
it becomes so powerful.
and that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking right now, I would love Doom to be the villain in Secret Wars.
But he's not had time to do any other stories.
Yeah,
Like,
and
do the story with him, you can't bring him back for anything else. You
Doom,
can't depower him and
Doom might be one of the most complex Marvel characters ever,
mhm.
without a doubt. Thanos, you can, he has had a little bit of setup, but Thanos, you can just drop him in Infinity War. Here's his motivations and all that stuff. It works. I really think a character like Doom, more so than Kang, needs setup of like a lot more setup. Like with Kang, it's cool. It's like, oh, he's popped up here, he's popped up there. I still think we'd agree though the biggest mistake they made was introducing the big bad to the entire saga and having him die in the first film against ants. Well, not die, but get beaten by ants. But I think
No, he died by ants. No, I think personally I would have much prefer say they don't show Kang and they wouldn't have to worry about this issue. I get what you're saying. It's like I wish they didn't use Kang straight away. I wish they teased him in a couple of the films like they did with Thanos, but don't actually show him. Just be like,
yeah,
there is this being who is able to, it's like, how can he be here and how can he be there? Like, it causes a bit of mystery there. And then when it gets closer to releasing Kang Dynasty, you bring in a couple of the variants into the films and just be like, look how powerful these guys are, and these guys aren't even the powerful ones. I feel like with Kang, they just kind of, using him for the sake of like,
well,
I feel like it could have been done a bit better.
I'll say this: we've got a few projects between now and Kang Dynasty, and I still think there is a very good Kang story we can tell.
There is, but I feel like
think there is.
His presence doesn't feel. You can't feel his presence in any of the, except obviously in like Loki in like episode 1.
Yeah,
but,
that was great stuff.
But you should feel a presence of him in all the Marvel movies that should be coming out.
Yeah.
Now, because this guy is the next big bad. Like he's got a movie with his name in it,
and that's it. Marvel are rejigging everything as we speak. I'm pretty sure they're thinking of better ideas and stuff like that. But the thing I don't want to happen is, we've seen it with Disney again with Star Wars. They became very reactionary with what happened with The Last Jedi, and then just went against everything they did to, and then it completely fucked the story up. Like, Rise of Skywalker is an amazing piece of shit. But that's because they tried to please everyone and ended up pleasing no one and undid all the stuff that they did from the last film.
Same with it's the same. It happened with another film franchise I'm proper gutted about. Thankfully, we are getting like a reboot, aren't we? Eventually, it's being made as we speak. But the Prometheus, I really like that film, and I was so excited for it to continue that mystery.
But then we got Alien Covenant,
and then it just kind of backtracks everything that happened, and then it's like it leaves it on a big cliffhanger, and we've not had a conclusion to that story.
Yeah.
At all. And the next film, I guarantee you, it's not even going to be connected to that.
No, I don't think it is. But yeah, I'm not saying Marvel should 100% stick the course they're doing. And if they want to get Doom in there, get him in sooner rather than later.
Yes.
But apparently he's not even going to have a presence in Fantastic Four. So,
which I'm fine with.
Which I'm fine with. But yeah, maybe it's a variant Doom or something like that.
No.
That's what I know. I want a Doom in the MCU. The Doom.
But with them resetting everything, it's kind of like, I think personally they're just going to run this course, and obviously they're having a bit of a reboot after Secret Wars, and then we'll get Doom, because
Well,
then
that's
you
it.
can
That's
stick
what I was going to ask you
around.
next. Would you rather him just ride the course out with Kang?
Yeah.
Because like I say, I do believe there is a great Kang story they can tell. I believe there's loads of great Kang stories they can tell between now and Secret Wars, and then boom, villain for the next MCU reboot, Doctor Doom for the next saga.
That's the one big thing I'm kind of like, it's cool we're getting the Fantastic Four in the MCU. It's very cool. But we're only getting them for a little bit, and then everything's resetting, and then we're gonna have to wait a while again before we. Or they might start the new MCU with.
Well, that's it. But we did that big Fantastic Four video like 2 months ago, didn't we? Or 3 months ago now. Fucking hell, we've been going a while now. And one of the main things in that was, oh, this is a different universe, but it will tie into. It's going to be set in the 60s, and it's a different universe, but it will tie into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and stuff like that. And then that Fantastic Four will carry over into the new universe.
Well, I mean, like with the soft reboot, I feel like Marvel have a bit more. It's in when Secret Wars happens, it's two Earths colliding, so it's like
Incursions.
I'm up for a reboot where it's like completely new Iron Man, completely new this and that, but at the same time, it's like comically, like in the comics, it does just kind of merge together. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what they do with them.
I think they're going to take all the stuff that's staying and just leave it how it is, but then change other stuff. But you can't just do that, go into this new universe, and then it's like, wait, for 2 years to find out who Iron Man is, wait 2 years to find out who Captain America is. They need to be already established in that universe when it goes over. So I think Avengers Secret Wars comes out, the universes merge or some shit like that, and then, boom, the Comic-Con that year, walked out on stage, here are your new Captain America, Iron Man 4, and all that stuff. Maybe. Might be a bit too soon, but...
Probably a bit too soon.
Who knows?
Marvel like to fucking wait and wait and wait.
Yeah. But, speaking of something which I think is very exciting, Marvel Spotlight. There's a new division in Marvel now, which is dedicated to... So, like we've got the Marvel special presentations. This is Marvel Spotlight, and this is focusing on stories that you don't need to have watched the rest of the MCU for, that you don't need to necessarily continue the stories. It's going to be focusing on R-rated stuff, street-level heroes. Echo is going to be the first product of Marvel Spotlight. So, do you think this is a good idea for them? Just to differentiate it a bit from main Marvel Studios, so it's still in the same MCU universe.
I guess, but they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. I'm fine with this, but it's like you should be promoting connectivity, because the problem now is that it's disconnected, and this is something that's kind of like we're celebrating the disconnected. We're giving it a whole name.
Well, look at
I like
Elseworlds
it.
for DC.
I'm not saying I don't know what that is. I'm not saying I don't want this. I am happy with this. I like this. I want this. But you need to be promoting connectivity, not.
Yeah, and I think they're going to definitely get into that more. But like this was a big thing. It's like this is going to focus on street level heroes and stuff like that. Which I think this is more of like a Fox Searchlight thing as well. Where they make them smaller budget films and stuff like that. But no, DC Elseworlds, as James Gunn mentioned this at the beginning of the year when he announced his DC slate, is, Todd Phillips' Joker's films, the Batman. That's the Elseworlds stories, so films that take place in another universe. Obviously, this stuff's going to take place in our universe, but I'm very interested who they're going to get to head up this division. Very interested. Because if Echo's the first part, And by the way, we did a video on the Echo trailer on Friday, and we both say I think the show's going to be mediocre. I do, but that trailer was fucking fantastic. So, and this means more R-rated stuff as well. More TVMA, more R-rated stuff is all going to be under this banner. Now, R-rated doesn't necessarily mean good, but you know, it shows that being a bit more out there. And I don't know for sure, but I actually think Blade's going to be under this banner as well when the film gets made.
Essentially.
So
we'll have to wait and see with that.
Yeah.
So they might just fucking dump it. Like, fuck it, this don't work. Let's just kind of.
And do you know what? It takes a lot to do that though. After all this time, and if they can admit that it's not going to work, and we can't do it, when really, you know, we said to you the other day, is seeing that meme, and it was literally just John Wick vampires. Yes, please. That's how it works. But if they can't figure out a way to do it, and they walk away from it, that's all right with me. But Kyle, one of our favourite shows of last year, House of the Dragon. Now, House of the Dragon Season 2 is going to be coming out early summer next year. HBO's confirmed it's coming out early summer next year. So, quick one. Where would, you know, what's your opinion, just a quick opinion on the first season of House of the Dragon, and how excited are you for this?
I do really like the show. I do. I just really still like that Game of Thrones vibe, where it just feels like this felt a bit more fast paced, and it just kind of things happen a lot quicker. Whereas, like, I think you might agree with me a little bit. I like the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones where it's a bit more slower.
Yeah.
I like that because when the first season came out, I just remember it going by so fast, and I was like, I want more.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
you know,
I've got
they do a lot, but I felt like it was far too quick.
Well, I think George R.R. Martin's already confirmed that this is only going to be 4 seasons. House of the Dragon, anyway. He said 4 seasons is the perfect frame, he said, to tell the Dance of the Dragon story. My controversial opinion here is House of the Dragon Season 1 is better than Game of Thrones Season 1. Season by season basis, I think House of the Dragon is better than Game of the Thrones. Game of the Thrones. Game of the Thrones.
It might be critically, but I don't know.
The nostalgia's there.
The nostalgia's there. You connect with characters a lot more and things like that. So, yeah, I feel like this is the first season feels very. It doesn't feel fantasy like, it feels quite real.
Whereas I think it's laid all the groundwork in the first season.
I'm saying in Game of Thrones, the first season feels very grounded.
Yeah.
Whereas this House of the Dragon Season 1 feels a lot more fantasy.
I would always say Game of Thrones is fantasy, but fantasy light. Like, there's magical elements, there's dragons, and there's magic here and there, but it's our world with a little bit of magic. Maybe a dragon.
Well, see, I agree with you if you said that for Game of Thrones, especially like Season 1. I would not agree, though, on House of the Dragon Season 1. I'm not saying it's a critic thing or anything like that, but I do think this one is a bit more. It's going into the fantasy stuff a lot more.
Well, and that's another thing with Game of Thrones. So, in its history, the further you look back, the more fantasy-filled it gets. And it's like, you know, as it's gone on, like, the magic's kind of died off. Obviously, by the time we get to the first season of Game of Thrones, all the dragons are gone. So, yeah. Another thing you might be thinking as well, I don't know if you was thinking this, you probably don't give a fuck, Kyle, but how did they manage to do this, you know, get this shot with the actor strikes going on? Well, House of the Dragon, all the actors was on UK contracts. So not American ones with SAG, that was on UK contracts, they weren't striking. So they actually managed to shoot this entire season while the strikes were going on. So that really puts HBO ahead when it comes to next year with their entertainment. And if we're getting this in the summer, God, I can't wait. Because last year we had so many good shows. Last year, obviously, Peacemaker, The Boys Season 3, House of the Dragon. I'm trying to think what else came out last year. There was loads of good stuff. Loads. Andor last year as well. She-Hulk, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, no. It's, I'm excited. But I'm sick and tired of these 2-year waits in between seasons. What happened to, you get a season every year?
Be worth the wait, I guess.
I hope so. Yeah. It looks like that.
Don't have to worry about delays as well with this, which is nice.
Yeah, considering where they left it, it's I think we're in a good spot for next year, and it can't come any quicker. But TV show that's on right now, Kyle, Invincible. We did our review on Friday, and it's actually taken the #1 spot on Prime.
Well deserved.
It definitely, 100%. You know, Gen V's been #1 for 5 weeks, and then it managed to beat Gen V on its finale episode. What did you just say, you little fuck?
So it didn't deserve it.
Mate, you watched 3 episodes, so you wouldn't know.
Mate, you give things only 3 episodes. Sometimes you only give it 1 episode.
I give your mum about 6.
And then I gave it 3, and I was just like, this is just not good. Anyways, Invincible.
Invincible
did not disappoint, thank Christ. I was a little worried, but I thought, maybe the animation style is going to be like the only good thing that I can say. But it's like, nope.
Animation was a lot better. The story were great.
Yeah.
So we've done a review.
I'd say my only thing I don't like, and it's not a criticism or anything, it's just something I'm like, I don't like seeing that, is that brain skin thing. I know it's cartoon, I get it, but it's still just that thought of his brain just leaking, stretching his I didn't like it, but all in all, great start, and it deserves #1.
I actually didn't think Invincible was as popular as it was, but the fact that it managed to dethrone the Boys spin-off, you know, which should have been that season's biggest episode, which it was, but Invincible comes swinging out of the gate and takes the #1 spot. Obviously, I think there's a lot of overlap there as well with people who watch Invincible and Gen V and the Boys. So, yeah, the fact that it managed to take its #1 spot on Prime is amazing. And obviously, Robert Kirkman put out, the creator of The Walking Dead and Invincible, put out a post on X, and he was saying,
Twitter, everyone still says
I
Twitter.
know.
Well, it's like, are you, the thing I don't understand about X is, when you used to retweet something, that made sense because of the Twitter bird thing, retweet, whatever, it sounds cool. You're going to re-X this post?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to re-X it.
I'm going to Rex it.
Christ. Anyways.
Rexing, that's what it's called. Elon Musk. Hire me. I want to see all the Rex posts. Are you going to fart again? I don't know. I don't know, mate. It's fucking Madness Monday, innit? Yeah. And then we've got, Wiggly Wednesdays coming up.
Wiggly Wednesday. Shut up.
That's where we get our cocks out and just wiggle.
Right, go on.
So, yeah, it's taken the #1 spot. Very proud of it. Very well deserved. If you haven't seen Invincible season 1 or 2, go for it.
Don't think it's like this thing isn't. It's not for kids. Like, it's a very.
You could sit them down and make them watch it if you want.
I mean, you can, but you probably traumatizing.
I remember Craig at work, I was trying to get him, and I was like, yeah, sit down with kids and watch The Boys. And he came up to me like a week later, and he says, Callum, so I've been asking people about The Boys, and tell me why someone climbs in the end of someone's penis and explodes, and he wanted me to watch that with my kids.
You're such a cunt, you.
So just imagine the awkward conversation that, kids, no!
Fucking hell. But yeah, no, it's not. It's a great story. It's a bit more bombastic and wacky and wild. It's different from The Boys. It's not like another superhero thing with an evil Superman. Like, it's very, very different. Like, The Boys gets a bit more political in some parts.
I think the best stuff about The Boys is the political stuff.
Yeah,
When it's...
with this, it's very superhero-esque, crazy, sci-fi, just all round.
I wouldn't say this is a comic book brought to life, but it's definitely a comic book brought to screen.
Yes.
100%. And
yeah, it's not cutting out any of the stuff. It's like straight up, anything crazy. It's like The Boys. Anything crazy that's stupid, silly, they'll put it in there.
I remember, this came out around about the same time as Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we were watching, you was at my Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was like, do you want to try this, Invincible? I've watched the first episode, it's pretty good. And we sat there and we watched all 3 of the first episodes. They dropped at once, and we fucking loved it. And then we, every week it was like, oh, what do you want to watch first? I was like, no, we're watching Invincible first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was interested in this just because of, like, it looks cool. I do like watching this sort of animation, and it's on Amazon. They aren't disappointing me, obviously, with The Boys. Good track record. And then the voice cast, that got me really intrigued. So, and yeah, I was definitely up to giving this a go from the get-go, but I'm glad that you also enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then it's just something to watch on a Friday now as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And our last topic of the day, Kyle. We didn't really...
A bit late.
I know we're a bit late. That's why I've put it right at the bottom. Because... we was going to do a video on it, but I was doing some gardening. That's it. That's it. That's it, man. Yeah.
Is that like a sex thing?
It fucking can be if you want. Both go out in short shorts and matching Crocs.
You and your garden hose, mate.
Yep, all the garden hose. But just in case anyone's wants to hear our opinion on the trailer, it's here now. So, Kyle, quickfire, what did you think of the trailer?
Loved it.
What did you think of the trailer?
Loved it.
I also loved it.
I'm just kidding, I fucking hated it.
I hated it as well.
No, it was a great trailer.
It was a great trailer. It
sparks a bit of imagination, which I thought was really nice.
Which you lack, so...
Fuck you. The thing I'm worried about with this film is that it's just going to be like War for the Planet of the Apes. Just the way it looks, you've got the human girl, and she's traveling with these apes apparently, going through like rough terrain.
Played by Freya Allen from Witcher fame.
Yeah. And you've got the other apes which are gone against them. So I hope it doesn't just be like a safe movie and just be War for the Planet of the Apes, but with more action or something like that. I mean, if it ends up being like that and it's a great film, okay, cool, but I would have much preferred this continuing the Planet of the Apes franchise rather than just kind of sequeling it, if that makes any sense. Like, it needs to go somewhere, and it needs, which it has with the setting and everything. They've clearly gone, so do something with that setting. Don't then just do exactly the same, but just in a new setting. You have a new setting, do a new story, do something crazy, whatever you need to do, shocking or twists or anything like that, as long as it's, it lives up to the hype, because it's, it's a long time since we had War. And I know it's not everyone's favourite film because it is a slow film, but it is still a fantastic film.
It is. So, Matt Reeves, with the last 2 installments of that, did such an amazing job. I'd still say Dawn's my favourite, but War's up there. And
Yeah.
Rise is a nice start to it as well.
Yeah, it's like Joe. I see the Planet of the Apes films. It's like the Captain America films a little bit, where it's like the first one's really good, but it's not like
Underappreciated.
it's underappreciated, yeah. And then the second one, it's like the best one, and then you got the third
Yeah.
one, where it's like
This is
okay,
good.
this is
I think
great.
I think a lot of people might fight us on the Captain America trilogy thing, maybe.
Mm.
Because what's the best Cap film to you?
I'm gonna go with the second one.
Winter Soldier. Yeah, I'd go. And I think a lot of people would say Winter Soldier as well, but I know a lot of people think Civil War's better. So,
But the issue with Civil War, though, yes, it is a Cap film, and I know you tell me that all the time, every time I say this, but it still feels like Avengers 2.5.
Captain America film.
It's an Avengers film where Cap's the focus. I'll say that.
All right, we'll meet in the middle ground. It's a Captain America film. So,
how did we go from that to Captain? Anyways,
because you said Planet of the Apes is like Captain America.
I know, but this trailer was amazing. The CGI looks great as it should. Do you think then in the trailer who we see? Because I haven't looked at this stuff at any point. Do you think that's Cornelius?
It is. There is someone in the cast labelled as Cornelius.
Okay, well, I mean, it looks just like Caesar as well, which I thought was like kind of cool. And it's weird to see. It's gonna be weird to see Cornelius. When he's having kids, it's like like shit. The last film we watched, he was just a little baby chimp.
Do you know what? It is going to be weird to see though.
Go on.
Most of the apes speaking. Because in the first three, only some of them could.
Yeah, but it was in this one. It feels like they're just
evolved,
fluent, just speaking perfectly. But do you think then that in the human side of things, because if I'm not mistaken, the virus I think
we're going to see a devolution of human society, which we already have.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is, with the humans, do you think they still can't talk? Because when they get the virus, it either kills them or it takes the voice and it kills them, or it just takes the voice. So do you think now humans just can't speak?
Maybe.
That's one big question, because you didn't hear any of the humans speak, did you?
No. Maybe.
So do you think that's maybe how it goes?
Yeah, and we get a post-credit scene in this film where Matt Wahlberg comes out of space and then goes to the Washington Memorial and sees Abraham Chimpler.
Yeah, I do think that it will have a post-credit scene involving the space stuff.
Yeah, because it was teased back in the first one.
Exactly. Yeah, it's if you don't know him, Rise of the Apes, when he's at the ape.
Sorry, Kyle, that's all we got time for today. This has been
Such a cunt. When they're at the ape place, you can see in the background that they're sending a rocket to Mars or something, but they lose contact with it and it's lost in space. So, I'm kind of. It'd be so nice to see this just go in full circle. I mean, if the film ends where they just land on the planet in the post-credit scene and that's it, that's all we get, then we've got like a really nice 4-film. Just you have like a really nice story there because you can watch all of them.
I think they want to get another 3 out of this.
Potentially, yeah. I think they do too. But I'd be happy if they ended it on the 4th one. And that was the ending. That was the end. It was just like it doesn't really continue it. It's just
we haven't seen it yet. They might leave us.
We haven't seen it. They might not. I'm just saying. I'm happy if they leave it.
Oh, they might leave it with more stuff to come, but it might be fucking shit and terrible. Like it's like don't do any more.
Yeah. Well, if it is, I mean, it's like the John Wick films. It's like, let's say if the 5th one ends up being shit, you've still got 4
amazing films. Yeah.
Yeah. Just ignore the 5th one. Doesn't count.
Yeah. No, but all jokes aside, though.
What a wonderful day.
Is that a Mad Max reference? So that's the only thing, isn't it? With being a movie fan, everything's a reference.
Well, I was on about the trailer because that chimp says it's the ape.
Oh, he does actually, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's one of the chimps says it's a Mad Max reference.
Nothing that happens in this trailer, like nothing crazy. It's just seeing the film, it's real, it's happening. Like I was just like I was having goosebumps. Like, oh my god, I can't wait! Like I'm so excited. But nothing, they don't do anything. They say a couple words and that's it. And I'm like, that's enough. That's it. I am so hyped for this film, Callum. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I knew you'd be happy about this. I'd like to say I thought the trailer was great. I'm really happy that the CG's holding up. Looks just as good as the first. Better in some regards, some places.
It's interesting that Cornelius looks very much like Caesar. Like, he looks picture for picture, but it makes sense. He's his son,
Yeah.
I'm glad that they are continuing this with Cornelius and not someone else taking over the story. Because this, yes, it's about the world and it's about the Planet of the Apes, but this, at the same time, it is about Caesar and it's about his sort of legacy, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, I think that will do us for today, Kyle. Anything you want to add before we go? Are we going to get an Assassin's Creed Mirage review from you?
No.
Is it coming out after the Starfield review?
No.
The Starfield review ain't even coming.
No, it is. It absolutely is.
All right. When?
When it's ready.
Okay. Sorry, I'm being a bit pushy, aren't I?
You are?
Yeah.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
Right, it's hard to do a review when the game is that big and I've stopped playing it.
Oh.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, fuck's sake!
It's like, when are you gonna find time to start playing it again?
I've got time. I just don't want to.
Well, that's the review then, I guess.
It's still downloaded. I haven't touched it. I bought an Xbox just for it. The Xbox has got dust. I ain't touched it. Zara.
I just seen Ed pop up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you fucking ruined it. Tell her. Kyle.
Yeah?
Tell her she's ruined it.
You fucking ruined it.
Ruined what?
No, you didn't really.
I can stick my finger up if you want. I think that'll perfect it.
No.
Anyways.
We can't show that on YouTube, you sticking your finger up Kyle's ass.
She didn't hear that.
I know.
Hey, you dumbass.
Yep. Anyway.
My tea has been
delivered.
You both said that at the same time. That was really weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, end the fucking
Great
show so I
minds
can
think
eat.
alike.
Indeed.
Alright. Right, this has been Movies and Beyond. Like and subscribe and all of that good stuff, One
Keep
like.
right for the Starfield review.
Keep an eye open for Starfield review. One like is one punch to Kyle's arm.
Make sure you keep your sub box notifications and ring the bell and everything because
you don't want to miss that Starfield review.
Exactly, yeah, you don't want to miss that. That's going to be like our biggest video probably
Ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. See you later.
I just thought of a funny thing. Sorry, I just thought of a funny thing that we could do for it. Like, I don't want to say it now because I actually want to do it.
All right.
We'll actually do it. We'll actually do it.
See you later, everyone.
Right, bye.